Hey there, welcome back, Mark here, and today we have Foundations Monuments Guide. Yes, this is the thumbnail, and yes, this is the real life. Why it looks ugly? Because graphical settings are down to minimum, so I can actually record something. So, why I'm making this is one of the least explained uh, mechanics in the game is all around monuments. There's a lot of things, and they're quite complex, kind of if they're at the end where you got everything. While game introduces those parts, well, in the game piece by piece, this is kind of end game with end result. You can build something like that. So everything I'm gonna show you today is for you, so you can build your perfect castle or monastery or whatever you want. There are actually quite a lot of types of these monuments, and I'm gonna start. I'm gonna go through in the timestamps. There will be everything in order. I'll try to cover as much as possible and without any other monuments. How to get them is under progression. There are labor, kingdom, and clergy. These three, as soon as you unlock, you can see you already have manor house, castle, or monastery. I would advise to start always with a manor house. That's, I think, it's almost impossible, if ever impossible, on the hardest difficulty to live without it, because it has tax office. Without tax office, oh boy, money is a problem. All right, so first off, monuments, when you open and you see the monuments called here, it's not, I'd say there are more. Why? Because if you, for example, look at the city market, this is the end game, absolute end game item, which literally consists of few items. Bam, bam, whatever, done. I mean, it's quite simple. Why I'm explaining that is, in the same time, you can open without monuments. When you go to service, you will find a rustic church. Somehow it doesn't count as monument, monastery does, but in terms of complexity, I'd say kind of the same. So even if church doesn't count as monument, well, all the logic and guide I'm going to show you is applied also there. And yes, of course, I am going to mention also marketplace, village market. The system, how it works, is similar. The main building pieces, and then a lot of decoration items. So in a sense, this is also kind of monument, maybe. Anyways, that's also important. What I want to mention, because there are more than just these 5 buildings. So let's start with the most basic, and what I also suggested to start with, Manor House. So I'll try to. That will be a lot of work for timestamps. So as soon as you start building, there are currently, why I'm showing this save game is I have unlocked everything. So this is the fullest, which is way more than you will have when you start the game. For example, when you unlock the manor house, you have great hall and tax office. Two rooms unlocked. So easier for you to handle. Now we will handle this where everything is unlocked. And unfortunately, I have already Great Hall and Bailiff's Office built, so I can't choose them, but that's regardless. So, first off, about their rooms. Every monument have their rooms. For example, I can build 3 of them. The last one is always free build, which is tricky because I'm gonna show you. So, let's pretend I need another building. Let's start with tax office. You see, immediately I have a room which is chosen. So at this point, best I can do is select room, because I need tax collector capacity. And one more thing, you see it's a 0, obviously at least I need at least 1, but here are requirements. I need a room, I need interior access, and I need light fortification. If, for example, you decide, you know what, let's go with Watchpole, you can switch the same room, even if I haven't built anything. See what happened. The requirements also change, so pay attention. You need to make sure there's everything in order, otherwise the building will not function. So switching back because we really want this office, right? Tax office. So we need a room. All right, select a room. This is the end game, as I mentioned. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna build you right away the good option. This is later in the game. Yeah. This is later in the game, but I really like this pathway. And actually, I'm gonna pause the game so it doesn't eat up the resources. And look what's gonna happen. As soon as I place, you see there will be +1, which is good. But if you, in case you want, you can add more. You see, I can have 3 tax officers, tax collectors, and if you really want to go crazy, I can have 4 and more and more and more. So what is the thing to take in account while building this is the room. As long as you have this tax office one room, you will always have anything and everything you build in this room will be considered this one room, right? For example, I can start building it, and later on maybe I want to decide, you know what, this can be a treasury. You cannot change it. Everything that is built while I'm in this one room will be just this one thing. Tax office, you can't split them off in current game version at least. So why I'm explaining this in a length, because that's a major mistake, I'd say. Instead, for example, I want one tax collector. I have that. Then I decide, you know what, especially the start, I want another room. Create sub-building, this adds one more room. So now I can choose, you know what, tax collector needs to put money somewhere. Let's extend my money. So you see, now I can switch between, I can always go back and add more tax collector buildings, rooms, but I have currently treasury selected, even there's nothing built. And I know for a fact I need a lot of it. Then let's pay a quick attention to the what's happening when you have rooms selected, for example. You see there are 2 items showing. First is can't mouse over it, but you see in the toolbar. The first is how much it will cost, and the second one is how much room it has. For example, it costs 3, but the room will be increased by 7. And if you mouse over to different buildings, you see the number changes because, well, they are different sizes. For example, this one also have the 3rd parameter. It is also shown in this toolbar. You see, there is a little fortification there, which means these buildings have extra fortification added. It's not counted because it's not amount of 3, 4, 5, but I'm going to show you how it works. But also there's a Splendor. This is where you need this labor or kingdom or clergy Splendor to progress through the buildings, right? This is also at the beginning you don't have none of these, you will have these basics, but later on, for example, this building, Stone Chamber, it has Splendor 1, but this has Splendor 2, major hall. You see, just mouse over and at this point, I'm going to find the biggest building I can get. And so far it seems it's this. It gives me 7. What I'm gonna do, you know what, I'm gonna add it like this. So far, we have 1 tax office. I can select and it shows me 1 tax collector. And the second one is adds capacity to 200. You know what? Always check if building goes upwards. Sometimes it looks really ugly. Sometimes it makes perfect sense to, you know, make it a bit taller. Not so bad, not so shabby, right? So I have 200. And also take a look. Not every height added automatically adds the number. It takes sometimes 2, sometimes 3 pulls up until I have additionally this 300. So we have a tax office, we have a treasury, they both have room, but as also this red indicates, you need to add a room, not room, but door. The room is there, two separate rooms, which I can independently change and make both of them treasury, both of them tax office. So if you have built a separate these subcategories, sub buildings, you can always pick and change them also later in the game. It costs nothing, right? So what I want to do now, as you can see, this one is the cool structure. Let's add door. And the cool thing about this is as soon as I add door, you see the plan shows it's linked. If this building can be entered, also this building right now also have requirement interior access checkmark. So you don't need to make a lot of doors, but in the same time, when you start building huge monuments, consider adding another door somewhere else. For example, this will be too ugly, but can I add? No, it doesn't count like that. Oh, it counts. So you see, even if it was not meant to build like that, and yes, it's stupid, I see that. So anyways, you get the idea. Last but not least, both of them required light fortification. What to do about that? Then I'd say also full manor house, batch post. Let's build batch post. And this moment, if I pick a room that is something else, it's not gonna work. But remember that little icon that shows also here, that shows fortification? I can try to select three spend, this Splendor, and 3 size. I don't want that big. Splendor is no concern of mine. Oh, 2, 6 people. Oh my god, this is a big one. But you know what? I'm gonna add this one. And yes, I know it's ugly, but we can always make it a little bit better. And as you can see also from the plan, it automatically connects, but let's show you how to do it. I considered one more door needed. So all 3 rooms connected and 2 entrances. And let's check now. This is the crucial part. When you select these buildings, you can check if everything is green, green, green. Perfect. So at that point, everything we want to achieve is here. And my advice, if you play the game on a speed, you can already select build all, which means if I unpause, the builders will start building. Obviously, we're not gonna pause the game for you, but also one extra tick, you can always check how it's gonna look. But why I clicked build? Reason is quite simple. First of all, they will start. Gonna pause again. They're gonna start building all the crucials, right? We literally build 3 rooms, all right, two entrances, and that's about it. Everything and all the buildings will work if it's built. So what you can do now, another tip is when it starts building essentials, you can now switch and work your way towards extra splendor, because those decorations, of course, you want the best what it's called, best looking housing and everything, but there is more crucial points. Those splendors that is required to progress, they go under most cases. Sometimes just a room gives you that. As you can see, chimneys don't give you that, but I like chimneys, so do that. I'm gonna make chimney. There was one flat chimney. Can I have chimney, please? And it comes through. Yes, because I can pull it. So, you know, I have a chimney, so it's beautiful. But not only that, rooms we have, interactive locations, that's where arrives those messengers with messages and everything. But when we select, so now I'm gonna show you the stupidest part. Game, why are you freezing? Oh my god, you gonna die? No? Okay. So, let's start with watch post. I know the tower is watch post. When I select watch post, I can switch to decorations, monument decorations, and put a pretty cool 3 Splendor right away, weather vane. Amazing! Now I want to put, I know for the fact I can add here more, but none of them are there. Why? Because remember, I have selected this room, this one particular room, and everything I want to attach will go to this. See, I can attach here, but when we talk about these decorations, I need to switch. For example, I switch to Treasury, fine. Now I go back to decorations, and now it should allow me to paste and add these ugly things, right? And if I want tax office, I can do the same. Nah, it's ugly. But right there. So you see, there are those rooms play pretty crucial role. Um, Good thing, I think it was changed that if I want to extend something, you see, I have selected tax office. Okay, let's select treasury. This one last. Um, I have selected it, and if I want to add, let's say doors, let me check if it works. Yes, I can add to this building. Can I add to others? Again, no, you see, it doesn't stick because I have selected this one. Some things are like that, but for example, if I want a room, you see what will be the outcome. I actually have this treasury, then this in the middle is tax office, then watch post, and then again, this is treasury, which is the same exact room. I will never be able to switch this alone if I really want to. I can add one more treasury. You can add as much as you like, and then add it like this. Outcome, the total capacity increase will be the same, but I later on can change this building to whatever I want, to the bailiff's office or great hall or whatever. So, yeah, all the buildings that are not confirmed, and this is how the room process works, right? If we go further, let me see if there's anything else to. Okay, let's build a tavern as quickly as I can. Again, there's a great hall possible, not for me. And there was always a question: how many, what kind of does the lounge or counter, or what is needed for your people? And the funny thing, the public lounge is not a requirement. If you mouse over, you see there's service counter. This is a crucial thing. You absolutely want that. Build it. Don't mind the fields. Let's build it. Oh, auto save is absolutely ruining this. I'm gonna pause. Okay, cloud. And for tavern, every monument has their own. You see, monument decorations. Monument decorations have only this particular monument. And one of the things I like is this thing. This is the cool stuff. You see, crazy. Even better. And make it here and attach it here. So we have a service counter, and the only thing what is needed there is brewer. So I'm gonna make a berries and I'm gonna serve them in a counter. So why I'm blocking the road? Oh, that's a perfect question. Because I don't want to block the road. I'm increasing to 100. So at this point, why I am also gonna show. because this thing also goes upward. You see? Yes, it's not linked. You see, there is no plan, it's just a visual thing, but I like it, and that's how I'm gonna leave it. So I need to add doors for both of these buildings. One there, and that's it. But I want to show you a particular thing also for this. You see, there's way less choices of room. For example, you need more room. You can add it there and stand a little bit, and that's it. See? But what's different? Oh yeah, this particular building, brewery, requires chimneys, so you can't just skip it. Chimney added, everything green, perfect. What's interesting, but it took me too much time to realize how to properly do this. I'm gonna show you. When we pick up the balcony, you see, balcony, ugly, nowhere, nothing. Why? Because you need to place it where you want it. You see, the same goes for the little one. And this is the coolest part where you can custom. Wait, what's that? I didn't know I can change. Let's pretend I knew, but oh my god. So you can switch with window without. Yeah. And there's another one. Does this provide two such capabilities? Oh my god. Oh my god. So you see it's kinda extended, but ooh. Yes. Damn it. Alright. So you see, I'm still learning myself this game. Anyways, why the hell this room doesn't count? Brewery counter? What the hell is going on? Something. Oh, this one probably is messing everything up, right? Am I right? Yeah, right. So yes, what we have here is perfect pattern. Absolutely, despite the fact it's in the middle in the field. What else can we? Oh, I'm not gonna build every single one of them, but just an example. When you talk about castle, you see how much there are. You have a barracks where your people live. Then you need those people to eat somewhere. Then you need them to build a specific platoon or whatever they're called, sword encampment. So this is the third building. And when you have them, you can send them on missions. They will come back and they will need a healing, which is here. And also to provide with the weapons when they have a sword. You will also have a need for provisioner. And on top of that, there's private quarters not required. Treasury, you can skip. Armory, I think, also was required. So at the end, why my this absolutely ridiculous castle look like that? Exactly for that reason. There is so many things added, and yes, I have there all three spearmen, swordmen, and archery. And you see, I had to expand. It takes so much space when you actually make everything there. It's nightmare. It's absolute nightmare. I'm not gonna recreate the same here, but let me see if there was anything particular around castle. Barracks. Oh yeah, for the castle, as you can see, I like these move through buildings because yes, they are pretty cool in my opinion. Did I not confirm the building? No, I confirmed. Yes. They should be building it. And for castle as well, also there's a must-have. You see that the item? Oh, not item, but the icon there. If I'm not mistaken, this is a heavy fortification. Should be heavy. And also Splendor. And also a door. So, just a quick thing, you know. Also, when you click on the building, you can switch how it looks. You can change it at any time. Don't feel stressed to have that. And yes, this is just an opening. We also, of course, need to add... Why it's so small? Can I have bigger? Give me the biggest. All right, now we are talking. With press Alt button, of course, you can change directions. We have a barracks, then we of course need sword encampment. That will be this. And you see, this has all linked together. So if I add, and there's additional improvements. This particular one building, I think was unlocked in the progression to have bigger party size. The only possible way to do it is to have these ugly tents, unfortunately. And if I add room, not room, door, boom, everyone has a door. Let me check. Barracks, all green, perfect. Requires at least one training. They are so ugly, that's why I have them there. Fine. I need to train someone. Boom, all green. Yeah, I'm not gonna spend more time on building this. Remember, all these decorative things add splendor, but the most important part is those rooms. When you add more rooms, the mess hall, the what not, and always there's a cheap way to increase the size of it is by just raising. You see, there's a capacity 11. If you want to go absolute nuts, why not 36? You think this is the maximum? I'll think again. I don't think it has a limit. It's just how nuts are you, right? Yeah, this is pretty nuts. Are you really allowing me to go even higher? All right. Enough. I'm not gonna judge. You wanna build that? Of course, keep in mind it requires a lot of resources. But one last thing I wanted to show is myself. I was in a trouble with this one stupid thing. Monastery. Later on, you will have a cloister. Cloister, whatever how you pronounce it. And it has a tricky requirement. You have to have a cloister hall entrance. It must be enclosed, and you have access. How that all comes together, because once you click on the cloister hall and an entrance, you see there are so limited. Those 6 buildings, actually at the start you have only those 3, which is literally walkway, corner, and entrance. What the fuck is that? So as quickly as I can, let me show you how it works. Let's have basic building, right? That's a dorm. And then Cloister. Cloister starts like this. Let's start with the... also, just a reminder that you can click hold shift button, which will duplicate. Well, you can keep placing the buildings. That's right. So it's easier, especially when you have this thing. Look how it works. Let's try to build it. I need to remove the save game, the auto saves. Those are messing up my records. Anyways, so this is what we call enclosed. Is it this? Yes, I think it is. And this is enclosed. Boom. So few more things missing. Once you start finished building, you can delete, let's say, these 2. No, gonna leave that. We need the entrance, right? And as soon as we close the entrance, it's again red. So why is the simple thing? This is all enclosed. It's the cloister. It's literally what you mean, but there's no way to get to it, right? If you think adding a door would fix it, well, I need to switch to these dorms. Actually, there are two things missing. You see, door is here, but don't forget you also need to get inside that first building. You see, this is the thing, and any combination you don't need to have around. You can have all other buildings and just a triangle or just a wall, but the idea itself is at least two, and then the entrance. The entrance is this one. You see, they can enter here and then walk around and then come back in the middle of the garden, which of course we will make as beautiful as possible. And of course, to be honest, this is one of my favorite things, those little benches. They actually sit on them, which is like, it gives such a great feeling when you build and they just come and sit there and chill in that garden. Mwah. So this is I think in the monastery it's the most problematic, this cloister. This is too huge, you don't need that much. And all other, if you are looking, yes, cloister at the end is the absolutely insane, most possible things you can build, which go beyond just a monastery. Not monastery, not just a one particular piece of building, but I'm gonna show you mine, which is just built. It's not beautiful. It's, maybe you saw it also on thumbnail. So this one huge thing is monastery. You see, this is monastery, and this is the enclosed my cloister. See, maybe in pause. Yes, they walk around. Go sit. Someone go sit. Show me how you are sitting there. Sitting here. Also good. So this is not only one big building. That's attachment was needed, but separate buildings without any attachments. You just need different doors. Also here, and then there's a workshop, and then there's a separate huge chapel, and then I have a separate huge kitchen, and then I don't know why, but these storehouses are also separate. They don't come in this one huge monastery, but they are separately outside built. And then apiary, the same, and then there's a garden. So monastery is one of the most complex, most to be fair, buildings, because if you don't know beforehand what it's gonna be, right? You click on a monastery you want to build, and there's like, hey, what do you want to build? Hospitium, whatever the hell that will be. And then only when you click, you're like, oh, one room, one door. All right, sounds simple enough. For example, when you take apiary, no requirements whatsoever. Production, one. Bam, that's it. You just make it happen, and then it will work. Which is also a bit more complex than I'm explaining, because you need dorms for nuns and for monks. They live separately for reasons. You need to add them here, and when they live here, then they also start filling up these job places, the workplaces around the monastery. It's a separate entity. Normal people cannot work, villagers, in these buildings, only monks and nuns. And also not, I think there was some works that only nuns could do, or I may be mistaken. Looks like chapel, but I'm just a hard guess. Maybe anyone can work anywhere. But this is complex building. As you can see, I have decorated the hell out of it. Well, not the hell, the heaven out of it, I guess. That's the saying now. These crosses are different. Yes, they are, because at one point I was too poor to afford the expensive ones. Then I get rich and I build all of them golden. You know, life goes on. Which later on, of course, you can any moment select edit building and pick this cross, say no more this cross, pick this one. I'm holding shift. Damn it. Now I need to guess what kind of building it was. Remember the thing where I need to select? I have selected non-dorms. I need to select these. Oh, this is the... Yes, this is right. So I couldn't copy over because those are two different rooms, those different sub-buildings. So I had to switch. See? Now I can add things here or remove. But now I can add here. Light changes. That one cross is gone, and someone will come, hopefully, and build same looking cross. All right. If you have questions, I know I cannot cover everything. I'm not gonna make another hour-long video, but I hope these are the most problematic things to be covered. Absolute last, and then I'm shutting up. How to get those patrols? Yes, this is how you get patrols. Select one watch post. Select one smallest possible tower. Minor tower. You don't need nothing else. Observatory now. Well, they count actually as smaller if you look at the size. But okay. You place one down somewhere where your living quarters are, preferably. You place it down, it requires door. Pick up the smallest possible door, add to it, and be done with it. This is, don't make it any bigger. You don't need 3 patrollers. You actually need, best case scenario, you build every time it separately. You build it smaller. Why it still shows 3? Alright, whatever. And the reason for that is they all come in pack. They all go, all 3 together. So they don't spread out and capture this patrolling area. You see? They just all stay in pack. So you are better with these separate buildings, these separate towers. Build them one. And if it's not enough, create a new manor house. Create a new watch post. Pick a new room and place it somewhere else on the other side of the buildings you need to cover. That will be way better than one patroller. And how many I have here? Oh, also one. Okay, good. And that will be way better because this one guy will cover from this spot, other guy will come from other spot, and it will cover everything. The problem starts when you try with one tower to cover 3 different hubs or something like that. You see, for example, here I have only one tower. It really begs for another one. Because you see, one guy cannot cover everything. One extra building will solve it all. Do not, I repeat, do not think that you can just make this one taller, which should increase the patroller count. Didn't? Why didn't? The size is huge. You see that? Probably when they're done building, then it will show more. Because you can extend, but I advise not to do it. I have here 3 patrollers. You see, they barely cover. If I had 2 of them separately, 2 buildings with 1 in each, which means less people spent, they would cover way better. Anyways, yeah, that's regarding patrolling areas and my beautiful, beautiful tower. It will be even more beautiful. Yeah, if you have any other questions, suggestions, this I think should cover everything. Marketplace, honestly, I don't like, so I'm not gonna even cover that. That's absolutely the end progression item. Uh, when you, where is it? City market. When you have it, you will have already all the markets, everything in order, and that's it. So I don't like it. Fine, fine. One last thing, you always you also all of you asked in previous why why should I build all the marketplace these stalls connected to one market? The answer is here. First of all, I select one market and I see I have fish, I have berries, I have all the items, I have everything, and I can switch, of course, them. Um, this is actually a better example. Is it? No, it's not. Because you can add more, of course, but you have full overview. What's you see, for example, bread is missing, cheese is missing. Come on, you don't have to select one by one. If you build them separately, you will be clicking like a maniac and finding what is missing, what is selling what. Here you have one huge, beautiful overview, and you can add more and add more items to sell and everything in one place. Nice and tight. All right, this is it. This was about the monuments. Well, as I said at the beginning, Marketplace belongs to monuments in a way as well because of this weird building complexity where you add this sub building, call them rooms. But yeah. All right, that's it. If you have questions still about monuments or the game itself, of course, don't be shy. Comment section is for assisting my fellow gamers. We will meet in other videos. Cheers.